Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's Thursday night here on V Speed. I'm Eddie Smith, and you know what that means. Apex E-Series Showdown. And we are going to have a lot of fun tonight. Hope y'all are ready for some awesome racing at one of the biggest tracks on the circuit at Pocono Raceway. I want to thank Apex Sim Racing Custom Gear for their sponsorship of this series, apexsimracing.com. Well, it's been a fantastic season so far. We might as well call this the Jonathan Gofield E-Series Showdown because he has been just incredible all season long, and you can see just why. 600 points, exactly 8 wins on the season, and has a 141-point lead over second place Garrett Kinder. Playoffs, though, start really soon, so all that is going to be slightly negated. So he's going to have to keep that up as we move on into the playoffs. And you can see a lot of guys there ready to roll. We got a few drivers with some wins down there, some that aren't eligible. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out once we get down towards playoff. But Cofield has just been unbeatable. Last week we had a really thrilling finish. Jesse Whittington comes home with the victory after just a fantastic decision to save fuel and was able to make it to the end. So, man, just an awesome race last week, and looking forward to it this week. So take a look at your Raceway, your track info. Long Pond, Pennsylvania, of course, 2.5 miles. You can see the debris of banking all over the place when it comes to this track. In turn one, very, banked about 14 degrees. Pretty good banking. Kind of drives down in there. You can carry a lot of speed. You got to get back on the throttle quick and carry that speed all the way into the 8-degree total turn, and then even flatter turn number 3. And got to get all the corners right. That's what makes this track so tricky, is you have to be able to do all 3, and they're so different. You got to stay on top of it all race long. Take a look at your schedule, see how close we are to the playoffs. You see just 3 races remain until we start the playoffs. So if you're on that cutoff line, or if you're outside tonight, getting a win can make all the difference in the world. So now is the time to get it done. You'll have Lucas Oil, Richmond, a couple short tracks. You know exactly how those go. Well, we got guys out on the track for qualifying, so we might as well jump out on the track and get caught up with these guys. As right now, it looks like Charles Stevens Jr. has put down a couple laps so far. Currently sits in the 3rd position, as qualifying has just about a minute and a half left to go. See Charles there, going through the tunnel turn, not quite able to get it down to the bottom, but that's actually the last turn. He's actually drove that just perfect. So right now, Lucas Line on top of the board, as going to come across the start-finish line. Charles Stevens going to jump up to 3rd place. So really quick lap time out of him. It's going to give him that 3rd spot for now. Still got a few drivers that have not qualified. Jonathan Cofield, Michael Kostick, Daniel Cunningham, all have yet to lay down at qualifying time. Some guys that I think could start up front if they wanted to, but it looks like they are maybe electing to kind of maybe start from the rear. Going to be a little bit over 15 drivers tonight, so that could be a little complicated trying to get up through the field. But yeah, just about a minute and a half, so I don't think anybody's going to have enough time to go around if they're not already on the track. So we'll get this thing rolling pretty soon. We'll get this grid up and see where everybody's going to start here tonight. But right now, Lucas Lyon is going to be your Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner. He is going to take that award, because I don't think anybody's going to be able to challenge him. So just a minute left in this thing. He is just barely eked out Lucas Lyon. Lucas ran a 54.485, and Chris McLean a 54.521. So very, very close between those two drivers. And I'm excited to see how this is going to go. I think Pocono in the trucks is probably the best show that Pocono can put on. It's always difficult to Pocono can be kind of a strung out race, and it still may end up being that way. But yeah, just interesting. A lot of draft kind of keeps these trucks all pushed together, but interested to see how this is going to handle the new aero model from the truck that came out about a month ago now. And so it's going to be fun to watch how these guys navigate that difference, trying to find some clean air, get in that dirty air, kind of change the handling. So be interested to see how that all plays out. Well, as we get ready for this, I'm not really sure what the stage break is. It's not listed this week, so it'll be an exciting discovery for all of us because I have no details on the stage break, but looks like we're all good to go as far as the qualifying order. So we're gonna jump right in and go ahead and jump through the grid here as you get through the Low Cash Motorsports starting grid. So thank them for this. The logo's a little off here today. We're trying something new. So let's go ahead and jump into the grid. Vic, what in the world? There ain't no cars there, guys. It's it's Lucas Line and Chris McLean. Ain't nothing there. They didn't pull up on the grid, but Chris McLean got a start in the second position. We got a little bit of time. You know what? I'm gonna fill for a little bit. We're gonna try to get this working because I want it to be good for y'all, and I want to show off everybody's paint scheme. So we'll show a little behind the scenes here as we try to get it going. But you can see there, Lucas Line in that 48 no field truck. Gonna be sitting there on the front row. He's been fast here in this particular series. When he shows up, he's been running up in the front, so no surprise to see that out of him tonight. Just can he make it to the finish? That's always the thing I have to say about Lucas. Can he keep his emotions in check and get there to the finish? We'll find out here. Looks like we might be able to get the bid up right now. Let's see if we can get it up. You know what? What's going on here? Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump right through this. Chris McLean also on the front row. Charles Stevens, Jesse Whittington, third and fourth. Fifth and sixth is going to be Tracy Passes and Garrett Kinder. Seventh and eighth, Chuck Phelps and Aaron Adcock. Alan Nash, Stacey Holmes is going to be ninth and 10th. 11th and 12th is going to be Brandon Wallace and Jonathan Cofield. Michael Costa going to roll off 13th. 14th is going to be Daniel Cunningham. 15th, Alan Smith with Joshua in 16th, and Matt Rogers going to bring up the field in 17th. All right, well, I don't know where everybody, it looks like everybody's car is good to go on the track, so that's good as we get ready on this little pace lap here, get this thing rolling, and can't wait to see how these trucks go around this track. It looks like stage break will be on lap 12, so we'll see how that goes. Well, they roll through the tunnel turn, get ready to go green into turn number 3. We're going to get this race underway. What the heck? I don't know what's going on, but it don't matter. We're getting ready to go racing here. Lucas Lyons, Chris McLean leading us down to the green flag, and green flag is out. Well, they go barreling into turn number 1. You can see Garrett Kinder out there on the outside, on the high side, trying to make it work. And boy, he did get a great run there. Not quite able to clear them, but as they go barreling down that back straightaway, and Chris McLean all over the back bumper of the 48, pushing him into the tunnel turn as Charles Stevens going to try to hold it there on the bottom. Does a great job, and they're side by side for second place as Lucas Lyons starts to pull away just ever so slightly. Gets single filed out for second as McLean now gets free. Going to look forward, try to run down the 48. The 48 is going to snake down the back straightaway. Chris McLean said, nope, not doing it. I'm just going to let you go ahead and do that, scrub off your speed. I'm going to maintain that run that I had. Here comes Jesse Whittington down to the inside, making a move early, not saving gas tonight. He's ready to go up front. 181 miles an hour into the tunnel turn, all the way down to 160. It's going to get back up to about 175. What's interesting shifting going on here. I don't think we'll see any tonight. This track, since the replay, shifting has just not been really strong in the trucks. You know, I'm not really even sure if it ever has, but definitely won't see any tonight. As you can see, I'm slinging, going all the way down to the deckgum inside wall as they try to pull away from each other. But Lucas Lyons got the lead here early. McLean trying to put a little pressure on him, run him back down. These three starting to pull away. Tracy was right on the back bumper of Jesse Whittington. Did not have a great last lap. Lost some ends and lost some speed up here. So you can see now Charles Stevens kind of holding up a couple folks back here. So Charles he had a great qualifying effort, just not having a great run so far in this first 3 or 4 laps of this race. Man, you can just see how much they're trying to break the draft, but it's so difficult to make that happen. And I think iRacing has sort of a 45-degree angle for that drafting. I don't know if the new aero model follows that rule, so it may have changed over time. But here we go. Chris McLean gets a run on Lucas Lyons down to the inside and into the tunnel turn number 3, excuse me. Lucas going to try to gas it up and maintain that spot. That outside is strong in turn number 3, and that's a perfect way to come off the corner because you can carry a ton of speed down that front straightaway. As you see, Jesse Whittington gets a big run here on the 5. He's going to like to push him into turn number 1. The number 5 is going to have a nice run. Having to get off the gas, get right down to the bottom. You can see McLean getting a great run as he's able to get all the way down to that yellow line. 48 not able to do that. Kind of drove in a little bit too deep, and you can see the differences. Chris McLean gets a nice run there. They are nose to tail. The 5 going to look again in turn number 3 down on the bottom. Wasn't able to make it work last time. We'll see if he can do it this time. It's a good run through the middle of the corner, but the 48's got it gassed up there on the outside. Going to maintain that position, and now McLean might lose second as Jesse Whittington now going to fill that gap on the outside and give the 48 a push. McLean back to third, and now it's a battle between Lucas Lyons, Jesse Whittington. Jesse peeking down to the inside, but maintains that position right behind the 48. These guys are about 0.8 of a second away from Tracy Passes, who started to run this little group down as Chris McLean sliding through turn 3, trying to run, maybe try to get a run here on Jesse Whittington and get that second position back. We'll see Tracy get into the wall a little bit as I cannot figure out what's going on. Their cars will not show at all, so we'll have to piddle around with that a little bit. But here we go, pass for the lead. Jesse Whittington down to the inside, and it's going to get a nice run here, but we haven't seen anybody be able to get around Lucas in turn number 3. That outside line has just been too strong, and I think that outside line is pretty quick all the way around. Especially if you're able to hold the guy down on the bottom, not able to get the runs they need off the corner. So So far, so good for Lucas, able to hold these guys off. He is under constant fire. Oh, as Chris McLean gets really loose off the corner, trying to avoid these guys as they had to check up a little bit. Man, it gets loose, but almost has the run that it needs to get to the inside of Whittington. But they continue to run nose to tail for the lead. What a great battle this has been. As they continue to kind of run, you can see Whittington not electing not to run, try to dive down to the inside and take this position. Just electing to ride it. Be patient. Don't burn this stuff up, and be there when or if Lucas Lyon ever makes a mistake and he can pounce. Lucas has been too good at bending at the moment, so there's no reason to really be pushy. We just got a few laps to go for the stage, and as soon as I say that, he's going to dive down to the inside. We're going to see what Lucas can do on that second groove in turn number 1, and you can see just how strong the outside line is, although Whittington does hang on to that left rear quarter for just a second. Now here comes Chris McLean with a run. What's he going to do with it? Going to elect back off. Let these guys battle it out. But they continue to be nose to tail as Tracy Passage continues to close as we get near the end of this stage. Checking in on your big movers. Jonathan Cofield, of course, he's on the move. Started back in the 12th position, has already moved up into 7th. He is the fastest truck on the track. A little bit of blinking, though, so some connection issues for Cofield, but he is slowly moving his way through the field, and that reset right at stage break would be pretty dang good for him. So he'll be able to get caught up, have an opportunity to get win number 9 on the season. Just been incredible season that he has had, and it's continuing. I think tonight going to be hard to beat him. He's really good at tracks like this. Starting to see that this little group right here trying to work together maybe and try to run down this pack as you see Garrett Kinder pushing Tracy Passes. Now Cofield has caught up, but up front we got a pass for the lead as now Whittington has decided to make that move, going to dive down to the inside, try to get that run off the tunnel turn, and for the first time tonight Lucas Lyon gives up the lead with 1 to go in the stage, and Jesse Whittington will go out front. Take over the lead here at Pocono. Lucas Lyon gets really wide off the exit of the corner. That allows the number 5 of Chris McLean to get right back to his back bumper, and there it is. Stage is complete. And Jesse Whittington will take the win in stage number 1. And we are going to set it up for pit stops. All right, I swear this is going to be the last attempt at this. We're going to try to get this right. I don't like when things don't work. Hey, there we go. Look at there. Hot dog. I'll tell you what. All right, we're good to go. There's your grid. It's perfect timing as we're already at the end of stage 1. So apologies for that. But, hey, I'm trying to find some cool stuff, and we're going to piddle around with it. Jesse Whittington going to follow up his win from last week, takes stage number 1 and the only stage, actually. So he'll take that one and get ready for some pit stops. Everybody going to come down and get fuel and 4 tires, likely. We might see somebody go down and try to take 2, get some track position, but I don't know. Yeah, it seems like we're going to have a big run to the finish. Going to be a long, long race from here. I think I'd rather have 4 tires. Track position is nice, but I don't know. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see. I think late race I might take 2 tires at a place like this, help that thing rotate. But it depends on how well these things are driving, how well that they're able to rotate it. Sometimes you can take 2 tires, help rotate the truck a little bit. But yeah, I mean this new package is pretty new. A lot of differences, I think. Some people say it's subtle. Some say they can definitely tell the difference. So not real sure. But it looks like everybody coming down pit road as pit stops. If you Lucas, you're just trying to find that little bit extra. Got plenty of speed, and I think he did a great job of being defensive but not racing that hard. So I think, you know, I think Lucas is in a pretty good spot here. I'm excited to see if he can try to get this win here tonight. Already showing how quick he is. Kind of gave up that position. Said, "Here you go, you can have it." Here we go, race off pit road, and oh man, Lucas Lyon still sitting on pit road. Don't know if he's fixing damage. Hard to say. We'll see if he hits the 54-second mark. But here I am bragging on it. And then either a mistake or some damage. I didn't see him. He kind of bounced off the wall a couple times. But yeah, 37 seconds. Seems like a little bit of damage repair. So he may have made contact with the wall. Felt like that was enough for him to sit in pit road. But he's going to give up a ton of track position to do that. A little surprised. They do have a fast repair. But he elected to try to just take the repair. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's nice to save that fast repair, but he put himself in a real big hole right now. He's going to have a lot of work to do. I mean, Cofield was able to get up to 8 there, and he is definitely one of the faster drivers out here. So we'll see how that plays out for the number 48. Oh, and it looks like we do have a penalty for Lucas Lyon with speeding down pit road. So there you go. There it is. So having to serve a penalty, I reckon. That'll do it. Well, this track's a lot of fun, I think, in the trucks. I think, you know, it's such a weird thing to say. This track is fun in the trucks. I think that's something that I would never say. Because there's not too much that's super fun in the trucks. They're just it's hard to find a lot of enjoyment in the truck. A lot of draft heavy tracks. Lots of, you know, just trying not to make the move at the wrong time. A lot of guesswork and when to make your moves. It seems like the aero package change hasn't changed it too much. It's all that drafting a big part of that first stage. So we'll see if that continues to be that way. But we did see a lot of separation. Yeah, but what's so much fun about this is just how much you have to keep up that momentum, and you can't miss a beat. You got to go down in the corner, get back on the gas, hold that all the way to the next turn, and every turn is so different that you don't I mean, you have to be perfect in all 3 turns. It's just like a road course for the most part, where You know, you go to a Bristol, the turns are slightly different, but you can get sort of a rhythm there. Here, you've got to be prepared for how different these turns are every single lap. And one little mistake, one little slip up, and I'm telling you, you're going to lose 2 or 3 spots all at once. But getting ready to go back green here. Whittington going to choose the outside into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out here in stage number 2. Big push from Aaron Adcock as he is to the inside of Tracy Passons. Looks like Aaron's going to back out, let Tracy take the spot, but Tracy's going to drive to the outside of the 13 as they all couldn't decide when they wanted to get on the gas. My goodness. They all kind of spread out, had different lines there going into turn number 1. Now going down into the tunnel turn. Aaron and Alan Nash are going to be side by side. Alan Nash got a great run off of 2. And Aaron's going to have to tuck in right behind him. On board with Aaron here is watching deal with this traffic as it looks like Chris McLean, though, is going to take the lead. So right as I try to show something, show battle on the track, McLean going to get a run on the outside. They drag race down the front straightaway. We'll see who can, Jesse has got the nose out in front. That's going to allow him to take over that, hang on to that spot. But McLean with the crossover down to the inside has to check up a little bit as they almost make a little bit of contact. That's going to slow the number 5 up. But he is on the move trying to make this pass through the lead, get that clean air. That seems to be a pretty important thing here. Everybody fighting hard to get that lead. Chris got a nice run through the tunnel turn there, but not quite able to clear the 94. So now they're going to drag a race down in 3, where we've seen that outside line be really, really strong. And this is great for everybody else. Tracy Passons, who has shown a lot of speed here early, they're loving this. It's allowing them to come right back up to the front, as looks like Jesse Whittington with the run off the corner is going to be able to hold him off. And now they're all single file all the way to the back as everybody's spread out. People we haven't talked about just yet that we got to pay attention to. Daniel Cunningham up in the 7th position. He is currently your big mover. As we'll take a look at the biggest movers in the race so far. Daniel Cunningham, 7 spots. Josh Lokovitz there with 6. And Aaron Adcock, you can see right in front of him, taking a move down to the inside of Alan Nash to try to take over that top 5 spot. But you see Cofield with 4 spots, Jesse Whittington with 3, and Alan Nash with 3. So a lot of guys on the move here early in this race. Cofield looking down to the inside of his teammate, Bandit Motorsports. Side by side, we'll see if Cunningham fights him here or just lets him go. Looks like he kind of just backs off the high side just a little bit, but he's going to get a run here, maybe look back down to the inside of the 58, and he is. So the Ghost Energy 08 going to try to get a run down the straightaway, not quite able to do it. Going to have to back off as Cofield starts to blink out again, so hopefully he doesn't have any connection issues. That's pretty scary, especially if you're watching out the front windshield of the 08. The 58 now going to get it to the wall, makes a little bit of contact. So let's see, he is definitely giving it all she's got. Up front, it is still Whittington. You can see Tracy Passons starting to make up a little move right here, try to make a bid for the lead. Lucas Lyon has been able to get up to the 13th spot as he is right behind Michael Kostick. Michael Kostick, one of those drivers that I thought they call Christopher Bell the Loudon Whisperer. I kind of call Michael Kostick the Pocono Whisperer. So I'm actually surprised to see him not already up at the front. But you better watch that number 4 machine. He'll be there before it's all said and done. On board with Tracy Passons here. See the patience you have to have. You have to let the truck roll just a little bit, then roll back on the throttle, but you don't want to get on the throttle too soon as it will. You'll start to push off the exit and have to scrub too much speed. You want to maintain as much speed as you can off the corner. 185 miles an hour in the draft, 186 for half a second. Is you got to get on the brakes, let that thing turn. He actually doesn't let it go all the way down to the bottom, and you can see when you do that contact with the wall, that's exactly what happens. That dirty air, you have to account for that. And you can see he just wasn't able to get the truck pointed down to that yellow line, get it down low enough when he picked up the throttle. The front end just starts to sail, so he may have a little bit of damage to that 53. Wasn't too much contact, but we'll see. Looks like Garrett Kidder electing to go ahead and maybe felt like he was a little bit damaged, maybe time to go, is Tracy going to be side by side for third place. Everybody's single file. You can see Josh Lokovitz back there racing with Stacy Holmes out for the 10th position. Lokovitz not able to make it happen, and you can see Caustic and the 48 of Lucas Lyon, who started the pole here in this race, now fighting back here in the, I mean, this is where all the battles happen, and Lucas unable so far to really make up too much time, now in the 13th position. Lucas Lyons down to the inside. Lucas going to be able to not quite able to take it just yet. Well, there you go, Lucas. Now, again, going to get a run down into the tunnel turn, trying to take over this spot. It's going to continue to fight on the outside, as that was actually number 3. I think I'm piddling too much, y'all. Play with all this stuff that we got on here now, trying to add to the broadcast. But anyway, Lucas Lyon still not able to make that pass. Lokovitz able to in that position. You can just see how hard it is to pass. I'm telling you, it is very, very difficult. It's really impressive that Cunningham, Ofield, those guys have been able to make it up through the field as much as they have. So it's going to be a tough go if you're not up in front. Right now, Jesse Whittington out front, able to get the lead after winning stage number 1. Fought off Chris McLean there early, and now is about 4 tenths away. It looks like Chris McLean trying all that he can to keep up with that 94 machine. See the top 10 pretty much right there on your screen, as battle is really right here. 13 of Garrett Kander all the way back to Andre Ofield, who is now looking to the inside of his teammate. Go down the straightaway. It looks like Cunningham just going to go ahead and give him that spot. So Cofield up to 7th now. We're really getting into the meat and potatoes of this race into lap 25. 11 laps on these 7 tires. They should start to fall off if you've been abusing them pretty quickly. There's 2 more laps, and this is as long as we have gone all race long. Chris McLean starting to fall back to his teammate Tracy Passons. Garrett Kinder, Aaron Adcock, Alan Nash, all right there, as you can see. The 13 pushing the 53, trying to get him caught back up. kind of looks like these guys working together, trying to help the 5 get back up there to Jesse Whittington. Not a whole lot of effort. It seems like it's really difficult to pass, so it's almost better just to kind of ride in line and use that draft to your advantage. Maybe try to push up there and work together. But look how many trucks there are. You throw a blanket over most of the top 10, so they are all running almost nose to tail. Just seems like you can get a run on somebody, but it just seems like the run just kind of dies out, and everyone's able to defend really well on the outside. So odd race here at Pocono. It's normally you're able to, you guys really be able to make some moves, but right now it looks like the aero is being a pretty big deal. Like I said earlier in the pre-race, they updated the aero model in the truck, and I think we're seeing what that means for into the 58, gets into the 27. Alan Nash goes around, and we have our first caution of the night as, man, he right down to the inside wall, and my goodness, that was right off the nose of the 58 of Jonathan Cofield. We're going to have our first Kinder Farmer Ranch Records rewind of the night. Board Cofield there, and you can see just kind of gives him a little shove off the quarter. Don't know if there was some blocking going on. Maybe that. I don't think so. I think maybe Cofield just misjudged it a little bit. Yeah, not quite sure. That was a weird one. Like just a small mistake out of Cofield. Don't hardly see that out of him, but it happens. It happens to the best of them. Watch on board Charles Stevens here. Yeah, Charles Stevens. Well, it's hard to really feel too bad for Charles there, because man, he was gassing it up, never lifted. Listen, on board, he's still gassing it up and drove it right in there. So for Charles Stevens, he kind of did that one to himself. As he had opportunity to slow down, trying to make up those spots. Not really sure if the caution was going to come out, and maybe that's why he elected to do that. But it definitely bit him there. Now he is going to have some damage to the front of that machine. Going to have to go down pit road, get a fast repair. Everybody down pit road wide open. You see Jesse Whittington coming out of pit road. Chris McLean burning them down, trying to win that battle off pit road. Could not get the tires to grip up. So right at halfway, we get a caution, and we're going to have a 30-lap run to the finish. Going to be interesting to see who can come away with the victory here. Jesse Whittington looks pretty quick early. Let's see if anybody's got anything for him. Cofield has been able to get up into the top 5. Expected to see him up front a little bit earlier. It just hasn't been the case. He's just slowly making his way up there, but I expect by the end of this thing, we'll be talking about him. Looks like Alan Smith thinks tires on that stop. I don't know about that. We got a long run here, trying to make up the spots. Who knows, though? I mean, we've seen how difficult it is to pass. Maybe those 2 tires will make a difference. It's going to put him inside the top 10. See if he can maintain that. He's been running about the 15th position. So we saw, a few drivers, Lucas Lyon, who started up front, not able to make a pass. So it's like that might be a problem. And I'll tell you what, let's bring somebody in here and talk to him and see what it's like out there. Maybe kind of get an idea. Tracy Passing, this Eddie in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy. How you doing, Eddie?
Oh, man, I am doing great. Well, wanted to bring you in here and talk to you. You've been having a pretty good run. Started 5th, running 4th right now. I don't want to keep you too long. About to go green, but, man, talk to me. What is it like out there? It seems like it's really hard to pass with this aero update. Would you say that's the case?
That's the case. You get a little tight when you get up behind the truck, and yeah, it's fun track though. I enjoy it. It's just hard to keep your momentum. If you mess up in the turn, you can't get it back. You know, you'll be passed by several trucks.
Well, you were able to get that truck up towards 3rd, and you got tight, got into the wall a little bit, but you elected not to take the faster brake. So I'm assuming that the damage not too bad on that 53 truck.
I don't think it is. We're gonna save it in case we need it later. I hope it's not too bad. It don't really feel bad, you know, Eddie.
All right. Well, sounds like you got a pretty fast truck. Good luck. We'll talk to you after the race.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay.
There you have it. Tracy Passing seems like he is pretty confident in what he's got going on. So, getting ready to go green here as they go through turn number 3. Get this thing back rolling. See who can come away with this victory. Jesse Whittington will pick the outside on this restart. Seems to be a pretty good spot to pick, as that outside line is just really, really strong. We've seen guys be able to hold off folks for quite a while out there. So it's like Alan Smith went back down pit road and took 4 tires. I guess he didn't like that call. I don't know. Jesse Whittington takes the green flag. Is clear for now. Oh, it's great. Chris McLean and Tracy Passage almost take each other out as Chris got really loose there down on the bottom on those cold tires and had to kind of chase it a little bit. And Tracy Passage was there. So Tracy battling for this second spot here on this first lap of this green flag run. Tracy gets a little bit out of the groove and hard into that outside wall. That's a pretty big hit. We'll see if that affects him. He hit it pretty straight, but these things are not made to bounce off the wall. They're specifically built in a way that a lot of damage can definitely hurt this thing, especially with how aero dependent. You don't want that right front. The right front is probably the most important tire on the truck. So they go side by side. Tracy trying to hang on the outside. Those tires start to get up to temp. They'll get a little bit more grip in it, and he'll be able to run that outside, I believe. It looks like McLean might try to just give that spot up. Yep, trying to tuck in behind the 53. Will settle in 3rd as they're going to get the bids back over. So Tracy passes. Oh, it's Aaron Adcock. What in the world happened there? He had a big moment there. Now they're going to be 3 wide. I don't know if that was a dive bomb attempt. They're going to put 3 wide here now. Charles Stevens gets sideways. Continues to make contact, and they save it. Oh, guys going everywhere. Let's go back and see what happened. Aaron Adcock that kind of caused all this. Let's take a look at it. I think maybe he just got on the brakes a little bit too hard. We'll kind of go on board with him. Watch. Get the big run here. What? Did he get hit from behind? Oh, he does get hit from behind. Somehow I missed that. The 58 gets to the back of the 17. Golly, I thought we kind of saw that back end of it, but man, that was very, very close to being a big wreck. But good job by everybody of hanging on to it. Man, I tell you now, the 17 of Aaron Adcock falling through the field. He's now back to 13th. Now he loses even more spots after that incident. So Cofield making some contact out there. He is maybe showing a little bit of frustration. Not real sure. That was a sort of a bang deal there. As I think Aaron checked up a little bit quicker than maybe Cofield was ready for, and just could not get slowed up in time. I don't really think that was Cofield's fault. There's just a weird situation there where everybody was checking up, and it was just right before that tunnel turn, with a scary place to do that. Up front, Jesse Whittington still has the lead, but man, Racy passes. Pretty quick, so it doesn't seem like there's too much damage to that truck, as he's able to be about, I don't know, about 2/10 faster that lap. So take a look at those last laps here. You can see there, 54.545 for Jesse Whittington at 54.367 for Tracy. He's going to lose a little bit after that turn right there, but hey, it's last lap really quick for that 53, so he can definitely get around this track and get out front. I think that's sort of the what you're looking to do here. Get out front, because really Jesse hasn't had anybody to fight with for a while since he got out front. Lap 36 of 20, still a long way to go. These lap times are about 54 seconds. So it takes a long time to do 60 laps around this place. Very similar to the way Daytona Talladega is, but yeah, so far, very interesting. We go back to this little pack right here. Garrett Kinder about 1.9 seconds back from the top three, and it really is just an odd race so far. Nobody's been able to make really any big gains. It's been just small incremental gains and a couple cautions to help these guys. I mean, right now, Daniel Cunningham, Michael Kostick, Jonathan Cofield are your biggest movers for the most part. You can see right there, 9 positions for Daniel Cunningham, but just an odd situation where they're just not able to make up any time. Everybody's running so similar, and you can see maybe the draft playing a little effect in this. It seems like the top 3 have been able to kind of pull away in these runs, and it just seems to be once that happens, you're not able to catch them back up. These guys probably want to battle for the lead, or battle for these positions, but if they do, they're only going to continue to lose time. So really interesting to see how this is going, as here comes Cunningham down to the inside looking. But we've seen that outside line be able to hold off these guys, and once you get side by side like this, I mean, Cunningham, if he can't complete the pass soon, he might end up being in bad shape. I mean, if he can't complete this pass right here, he's only going to hold these guys up. Oh, is Garrett Kinder going to disappear as Stacey Holmes goes wide on the corner? We may have lost the 13 truck. And scary moment, because these guys running, you can see them running in that second lane because they do not know where that 13 is. And he could pop up at any moment, and all of a sudden, calamity would happen. But I think 13 has had some sort of connection issue, and we're going to lose him. No confirmation just yet, so he could still pop up on the track at any point. See a little bit of contact there between Kostick and Cofield. Is Cofield going to get a run and look down to the inside? But you can see just not able to do too much with this. It's such an odd scenario here. I just can't remember back to Pocono if it's always been this way. But, yeah, I mean, so frustrating. Look at Cofield just not able to do anything with it. Now Stacey Holmes going to get a run down to the inside of Cofield, but I think it's going to be the same scenario. I think Cofield's going to be able to gas it up, hold that outside, and get the run down that back straightaway. You can see right there, Cofield gets a massive run. Stacey Holmes not able to keep throttle in it. He's got to fall back behind that 58. So tough racing right here. Now up front, Tracy passes is falling back from Chris McLean. McLean makes a pass on Tracy. And you can see that one pass, that was enough to really create a gap behind Jesse Whittington. And Jesse Whittington enjoying a half a second gap here on the second and third position. But yeah, it just seems like 3 trucks have pulled away pretty much every single run that we've had. So very, very interesting how this is all playing out. All board with Chris McLean. See just how on the razor's edge these guys are driving, as Tracy passes starting to fall back from these two. But I mean, Chris just having to put a lot of wheel into it. See him go all the way down to the bottom, just to get the clean air that he can get, and just trying to keep in touch. And you can see he's trying to use the draft the best he can, but it is just so difficult once he gets right to the back bumper of the 94. Doing a good job of getting, but you can see right here that front end sails just a little bit on the exit and it just hurts his run. He's trying to follow the 94, get that draft. Tracy Bassett really fell off the pace here, and you can see the gap there between those two. I don't know if he made contact with the wall or what, but McLean, though, able to keep pace with the 94. Still just kind of stuck there at 2.5 tenths. Just down the straightaway, you'll see he's able to gain a little bit here. And it's just, like I said, incremental changes throughout the whole race. He's going to get under 2 tenths here, but let's see what it looks like through the corners as he's not able to use the downforce. You can see he's starting to lose. He loses everything that he gained right there. And you can see how tight he was out of the tunnel turn. Now it's back to almost 2.5 tenths there. So man, look how difficult it is. Just not able to really close that gap, and going to actually net lose a little bit of time there. Yeah, about 1 tenth slower that time. Chris McLean was just got in that wash, and it is detrimental at the moment. Really, really bad. Go back here. Schofield running in 8th spot. Just not been able to get that back. Now, Garrett Kinder is back out on the track, by the way. He did not, or he did get dropped out, did reconnect. Now back out on the track. He is 5 laps down. Aaron Adcock has had some sort of issue. I'm not real sure, but has had an issue, and now he is out of this thing. So, not real sure what happened to the 17. We'll see if we can go back and maybe try to find that out for you, but I have no idea. I'm not real sure what happened to Aaron Adcock. We'll see if maybe we can take a look here on the replay and find out what happened to him. But he's out here running all by himself. So yeah, I'm not real sure what happened to Aaron Adcock. May have gotten some damage to that machine or something, and yeah, I have no idea. So I don't see anything on my event panel that tells me what happened. So may have just had some bad issues there. I'm not real sure. So if I find out, I guess I'll let y'all know. But right now, I have no idea. It looks like he hit it a couple times, and it's sitting on pit road, maybe getting some damage fixed. Well, still a two-car battle up front here as right now Daniel Cunningham, maybe the only driver that's been able to make some passes here as we're scooting over into 17 laps here on this set of tires, and he is coming alive at the right time. And maybe Stacy Holmes too, as Tracy passes starting to fade here. We might see some guys make up some time here and be able to run these leaders down. I don't know, but they were about a tenth faster than the leader last time by. So maybe this little group right here has been saving enough to have a little extra. Up front, though, it's still Jesse Whittington and Chris McLean as they run nose to tail. And looking at the lap times, they were still a little bit faster than that group. Of course, they were making a pass there on Tracy passing. Tracy going to hold on to that fourth position as Stacey Holmes not able to complete it. It looks like Stacey going to look back down to the inside yet again. Tracy, though, going to fight on the outside, but it's just been a weird race. Such a weird race how this is all played out. Oh, we might have a little bit of three-wide action here as the 58 goes down to the inside. Stacey Holmes in the middle. They do a great job as they have to check up, and the 4 of Michael Kostick going to come out looking pretty there after that that three-wide situation into the tunnel turn. That was wild. Josh Logovitz is a push to the 58. Stacey Holmes was trying to go for the 4th position, now fighting to hold on to the 7th spot. And little side-by-side racing here between a couple friends. Stacey going to get the run right here as they go down into the tunnel turn and going to go right down in front of the 58. Yeah, I think he wasn't sure if he was going to be clear or not, and Stacey has to back out of it just a little bit, scrubbed a little bit of speed off. That's going to allow the 58 to get back down to the inside in turn number 3, but I think 32 will be able to get that thing back rolling on the outside, although Cofield does a fantastic job of keeping that momentum up. We'll see. Might just be who the 79 pushes down the straightaway. And it looks like he's going to push Stacey Holmes. See if 32 can get clear here. He is, so he will take over that 6th spot. And then right up here, costing out the inside of Tracy, who continues to fade here late in this race. We're almost 10 laps to go in this one. Well, I can say with a little bit of confidence that if you got a truck series out there, I'd probably take Pocono off of that list from here on out, because after the changes, this has actually been probably one of the I mean, the racing, these guys are putting on a good show, but you can definitely tell the package, setup, track combination. While I was praising it earlier, it is shown to be extremely difficult, aero dependent, not able to really make up a whole lot of time. So Yeah, kind of a bummer to see it this way. I thought used to be a pretty solid race, and right now it is. You can see, oh my goodness, the 53 gets into the wall, had it cleared, and he's going to end up losing a couple spots here. He's going to fall back to that 6th position. Somebody was up front early that just hasn't been able to do anything, and that's just what's blowing my mind about this combo is Lucas Lyon, who's back here in the in the 10th position, and after that speed penalty just hasn't been able to do anything. Got back to the top 10, but that's really it. He's 6.3 seconds back off the lead, and no ways you're going to get up even a couple spots. I mean, everybody's running such similar lap times. I just don't know if he can actually do anything to get back up to the front. He had enough speed to qualify up front, so you know his truck fast, just can't seem to do anything with it. Just kind of stuck. So Schofield now to the back bumper of his teammate. Kind of had a run there, just not quite able to make it work. Sit on the back bumper of Cossack. Schofield going to look down to the inside here. Chris McLean has not let the 94 get away, but he's just kind of been stuck there. But he is starting to close here. And with 10 laps to go, he's still got an opportunity to try to make a move. We'll see. We'll pay attention to it as we watch Schofield just push Cossack down the straightaway. And actually gained a good amount of time doing that. So it might be something to keep doing, I think, as they might be able to catch up to the front. I mean, Cunningham able to get loose has actually been faster than Jesse Whittington in the last couple of laps. But up front, it is getting wild up here as McLean has not let him get away. It is now under 0.2 of a second. Been able to try to close that gap every single lap. And I think we might have a nice little battle here for the win. Lane giving the front end of his truck a little bit of air off the corner. Keep that momentum up, and man, you can see just how big a run he can get as they cross the line. Lap time's 56.16. Oh, somebody's falling. Oh, we got some guys coming down pit road, so I guess you cannot make it on fuel. Interesting. So looks like we're going to have some pit stops here before the end of this thing. So we'll see how that all plays out up at the front with 7 laps to go. But it looks like Stacey Holmes actually calls it quits and leaves. So I don't know if he had some damage or what may have happened, or maybe just decided, you know what, I'm done with this. I can't do anything. If maybe there was some contact here. Go back and take a look at a replay. No contact that I saw. It just seems like he decided maybe he was done with it. I don't know. McLean has been right there to the back bumper as we'll go back. Got a battle 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Schofield was looking down to the inside of Cossack, not quite able to make it work. Man, I'll tell you, this is, man, what a bummer is. Oh, looks like Charles Stevens had a little bit of contact with the wall. He's dropping through the field. Big contact for the 84. Been a tough night for him. Go back up to this battle. Three-way battle, maybe trying to work themselves up to the front. Last time by, they were a little bit faster. They are 1.3 seconds back from this lead duo. Is they're I don't know. They're kind of working together, and it's working. We'll take a look right here. I mean, this is going to tell the story. We'll put this up on the screen. You can see the gap between these guys under a second now. So if they continue to work together, as McLean starting to fall off from Jesse Whittington, these three right here might be able to catch the leaders. They've been a little bit faster than Jesse the last few laps. And it's definitely been faster than McLean, who had a bad couple of laps, and they are working together here to try to make this happen. You can see that gap under a second now. They could surely sniff a little bit of that draft, and that could help them get up to the back bumper of that number 5 and make a play here. 4 laps at Pocono is still a very, very long time, so this thing is not over, I don't think. Now under 9/10 as they go barreling down into the tunnel turn. Oh, the 5 gets loose, make contact, and Cunningham runs into the back bumper of him. And the dadgum, the dang blimp cam kind of screwed us there. Let's take a look at that again. Is not really sure what happened there. Chris McLean had been trying to run down the 94, and he's going to hit the wall off the corner, bounces it off the outside wall, then just comes down the track, and Cunningham going to get into the back bumper. Let's go forward with Cunningham here as we watch this. And bounce off the wall, yeah, just comes down the track. I mean, bummer. You would love to see him kind of hold it up on the high side. Those drivers trying to make a move to miss it, and he comes back down the track. Fortunately for Cunningham, he didn't really have anywhere to go there. So Jesse Whittington now has about a second over Michael Kostick, who is getting pushed by Jonathan Cofield. Those two have been patient all race long, been trying to keep these guys in the sights, and it looks like they still have an opportunity here if they continue to work together. Right, I mean, it's a 0.7 of a second here. That might be just enough, and I called him the Pocono Whisperer, and this is why right here. I mean, with 2 laps to go, he is 0.7 of a second. Now, he's going to have to haul ass right here if he's going to have a shot of doing anything with Whittington. They were a good bit faster than Whittington last time by, but here we go. White flag is out for Jesse Whittington. There's some lap traffic up ahead. Jonathan Cofield giving a big shove to Kostick. They're going to need a lot here if they're going to run him down. Down into turn 1. He's going to have to be perfect to have a shot. And maybe a mistake from Whittington. But they come off of the turn number 1. It's now down to 0.6 of a second. Big push coming from Cofield. Big surge from Michael Kostick into the tunnel turn. Just one more opportunity. Kostick misses the tunnel turn. Here comes Cofield. But it's not going to be enough. They almost got there, could not quite do it, but coming off of turn 3, Jesse Whittington, 2 in a row, is going to win here at Pocono. Jesse gets out front, and never look back as one of the weirdest Pocono races I've ever seen. But Jesse Whittington takes win number 2 on the season. And weirdly enough, he's not going to be eligible for the playoffs. But he has 2 wins on the season, and that is the second most wins out of anybody in this series with 2. So Jesse Whittington with the victory here tonight. And we'll take a little short break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the results, and then we will talk to these drivers and we'll get out of here. All right, back here in the Apex East Series, Jesse Whittington takes the win here at Pocono Raceway. And you see there, Michael Kosick, man, what a great run by those two to try to get that win. They had to really work for it here tonight. I thought those guys would be up front at the very beginning. Just could not quite get there at the end. We got so close. Kosick comes home in second. Jonathan Cofield going to come home in third place. Daniel Cunningham had a great run there, made a little bit of contact. When McLean comes down the track, he's going to come home in fourth. Alan Nash there in fifth. Josh Lokovitz comes home in sixth. Tracy Passons in seventh. Chuck Phelps comes home in eighth. What a great run for him. He's been quiet here tonight. Brandon Wallace comes home in ninth. Alan Smith with a top 10 here tonight. So some good runs for some of these folks as, man, they had that was just a wild race. I'm just kind of blown away. Matt Rogers comes home in 11th. Lucas, after that speeding penalty, comes home in 12th. Charles Stevens Jr. comes home in 13th. 14th, Chris McLean. 15th, Garrett Kinder. Stacey Holmes in 16th. And Aaron Adcock rounds out your field in 17th. All right, well, let's talk to, where's he at? There he is. Talk to Jesse Whittington. Get him up into the booth. 2 wins in a row. Jesse, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Well, man, kind of a weird race. Congratulations, first, by the way. That was a fantastic win. You got out front, and you really weren't challenged till maybe there right at the very end. But man, weird race. Talk a little bit about that. Just how different. I mean, I thought these races are pretty exciting. Usually have been pretty good, the trucks at Pocono, but it seemed like with the new aero update, everything was a little bit different.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm not even going to lie. Coming down to the end, the plan was just try to save the right front a little bit. I mean, it was hard to do that running the laps I was trying to stay in front of Garrett. No, not Garrett. Chris. And the plan was essentially just to pack air on his nose. And it worked out. I hate the fact that he got into the wall and his race ended, but at the same time, I guess, the plan worked out. I hate it for Chris, but he had a hell of a race going until that point.
Well, you were able to get out front. It seemed like that clean air was really, really important. And, I don't know. You really didn't get a whole lot of time back in the pack, but I'm just curious about the aero. But regardless of that, I'm not going to waste your time with silly questions. I mean, 2 in a row, man. How about that? I mean, I said, I don't know if you heard on the broadcast, but you have the second most wins in Apex this season with 2. That's how dominant Jonathan Cofield has been. And he's got 8 wins, and now you have 2. Not eligible for the playoffs, but still a pretty good season. Get 2 in a row. Last week you won on fuel mileage. This week you won on just raw talent. So it's got to feel good to win 2 in a row, especially at a track like this, like Pocono, that's so technical.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but Pocono very much suits my driving style. So like, I've kind of had this one circled since I looked at the schedule. But yeah, I mean, it's good to go from a race where it was such a mental heavy, trying to stick to my guns on the strategy that I chose, and then come here and be able to lead, I think, 48, 49 laps and be able to capture the win. It's a really good feeling, and man, it's nice. It's nice to show that I can win on both performance. I mean, strategy and speed. So, man, I'm excited. Like I told them last week, I know I'm not eligible for the playoffs, but we're trophy hunting now. So I'm gonna try to do what I can to keep on doing this. We got 5 podiums in a row in races that I've started, and gonna try to see if we can keep that streak going and see if we can extend this to 3 next week. Shoot, I mean, in all honesty, this is the first time on iRacing and league racing events that I've gotten 2 wins in a row. So I'm really, really freaking pumped.
Yes, sir. Well, you're clowning on this field tonight and in the last.
No, I
couple
wouldn't go
weeks,
that far. No.
Well, that's a throwback. I guess you didn't pick up on that, but hey, congratulations, Whittington, on the win. Who you got to thank here tonight?
Of course, I got to thank Focus Fuel, Bert's Beats, Bert for getting me hooked up with Focus Fuel. That stuff is really good. I'm not paid to say that. I'm just saying it's really good. Of course, I got to give a shout out to my wife and kids. My daughter was in the room with me, and she was jumping around, hollering, and having a good time with me. And but their support goes a long ways. Minus 273 gloves. Shoot, I can't even. I really need a sticky note with all of this, but of course I got to thank you for putting on the show every week. I go back this is how I fall asleep every Thursday night now, and wake up and finish it off in the morning. But thanks to this league and everything they do, I'm having a blast with these guys this season.
All right. Well, there you have it, your winner. 2 in a row. Jesse Whittington takes home the victory in Pocono. Looking forward to talking to the next 2. As man, they had a wild race. Hadn't talked to this guy in a while. Michael Kosick is Eddie in the booth. Got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, well, what a frustrating race out there. I need to know from somebody. I wanted to get Jesse, get the hell out of here. Tired of talking to the guy running out front. I want to know exactly what it's like in that pack as you started towards the back. And man, it just seemed like how damn difficult was it to make passes and get up towards the front?
Yeah, I mean, it was really frustrating. You could get a run on a guy, but if they would kind of hold their ground going into the corner, they could just clear you back on the exit. So it definitely tough to make passes unless you had a couple friends there to help push you around on the straightaways a little bit to kind of maintain your momentum. But yeah, probably should have qualified for that one. I forgot how difficult it was to pass in the trucks here, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, you were able to kind of avoid a lot of big issues, and there at the end, you had your teammates kind of running 1, 2, 3, trying to run down those 2 up front, and then Chris had his issue and made contact with Cunningham, and that kind of opened the door for you. And I don't know if you felt confident that you might be able to run him down, but you had your teammate behind you, Cofield, pushing you, trying to get back up there to him. Y'all got down to about half a second. Do you think if you had another lap, maybe 2, do you think you could have done anything with that 94?
Yeah, I think another lap or 2, we would have at least been able to try something. With how hard it was to pass, I don't know if we could have got around them, but could have definitely tried to make it a little bit more interesting than that. I thought there for a second we were going to catch them because I was able to send it down into turn 1 pretty decent there and gain a good amount of ground, but yeah, it just wasn't enough laps.
Well, all right. Congratulations on second place finish. That was a good. I mean, you had to fight for it, but you got up there. I call you the Pocono Whisperer, and you gained 11 spots and come home in second. Congratulations. Who you got to thank?
Thank Apex Sim Racing, American Grid Apparel, Chuck Pegleg Felts, Low Cash Motorsports, Kinder Farm Ranch, Poman, you, and V Speed for doing the broadcast, and all my teammates at Bandits.
right, well, there you have it. Your second place finisher, Michael Kostick, and we got to get the guy in here who has dominated this season. Jonathan Cofield comes home in a third place, and I don't know, man. You started in the back. You regret that maybe a little bit?
A whole lot, not a little bit. That was wasn't hardly no track temp. If it wasn't been cloudy and we'd have had some track temp, it'd probably been a whole lot better race. There was just way too much grip. Couldn't pass. Might have kind of got a run on the outside a time or two, but I didn't want to wear my stuff out, so I was, trying to stay low. But yeah, we was all three of us talking to Bandits guys like, yeah, we should have qualified for this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you still at the end there, you had an opportunity to try to run down Jesse after a little contact there at the end, and you were pushing Caustic. Just so dang difficult to make those passes, and it seemed like the track, the car combo. Yeah. Do you think the aero of the new aero model for the truck had anything to do with it?
Yeah, probably a little bit. It was a whole lot tighter in turn 2. Me and Caustic was talking about than we remember with the last package. Aero tight on the back of somebody was pretty bad. I think we'd have caught Jesse sooner if McLean wouldn't have gotten the wall. We all kind of had to check up. I know poor Daniel went low and got him, but we lost probably 4 tenths there and tried to run him back down. But it's a good effort on us. We was trying to work together, and I was trying to go high in 1 so I could get a real good push for him down the back stretch. We was running down 2 more laps. We'd probably had him.
Well, didn't have them. Didn't have 2 more laps to come home in third, but hey, that's a pretty dang good finish. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter where you finish. You can finish in the stands if you want to, and you'll still be fine. But you come home in third place, good finish for both of you. You kind of were able to get up to the field finally and get that third place position. So, man, congratulations on that. And who you got to thank here tonight?
I want to thank you and V-Speed for doing the broadcast. Appreciate Aaron and Chuck and everybody that puts on the league. Don't apologize to Aaron, but I'm gonna do it again. Had a little checkup there going into 2 and probably ruined his race, kicked him out of the group, but sorry about that. Congrats to Jesse Williamson on going back to back. Need to thank Cofield Asphalt Finishing, Cofield Flying Service, SM Racing Products. You ain't got you a button box, go check them guys out. Use code Bandits1, save yourself a little money, and that's about it.
All right, there you have it. Third place finisher, Jonathan Cofield, and that will do it for us tonight. Well, a wild race. That was your Pocono Motorsports interviews, post-race interviews, and yeah, just an interesting race. It was definitely tough to pass, very tough race. And you know what? As far as button box, you need to go to ApexSimRacing.com. That's where you need to go. So if you need a button box, go there. Go to SM Racing Products. Hey, we all work together here, but we definitely appreciate Jimmy. ApexSimRacing.com. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight. Hope y'all had a great night. Sorry about all the overlay issues. We're trying to fiddle around, trying to find some extra stuff, make the broadcast a little bit better. Sometimes you have to kind of send one, see how it goes. So appreciate the patience there. But good race, good win for Jesse Whittington. We'll see y'all next week as we'll take a look at the schedule one more time. See, we're going to be, it's not next week. We'll take a week off, looks like. And we'll be back after the week of the 4th. The Lucas Oil Raceway, Richmond, and we'll get the playoff schedule. We'll back. Check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Y'all have a good night.